Hey friends, welcome back to Books and Data with Lady O. Lady O here, and it's already time to get ready for March. I cannot believe it. So, today I have a very fun book recommendations video and showing off some of my TBR that I'm actually very excited about. Oh my goodness, we are doing all the things. We have middle grade March, we have mystery March, we have a little bit of tie-in of St. Patty's Day, and we have Women's History Month. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Diving right in, we are going to start with middle grade March. I'm so excited. This is going to be my third year. I guess you could say fully participating with middle grade March, the first year here officially on YouTube. This is so much fun. Definitely a big shout out to Krista and Katie for hosting Middle Grade March and definitely sharing with the world what makes it so amazing. So, middle grade, just we all need to read a little bit more, period, point blank. And middle grade is something that just allows all of us to meet in the middle. Middle grade March. That was so dorky. Anyways, um, middle grade books, they give us somewhere to go when we really need to sit still or when we need to get away. That is my thought. I love to read a good middle grade as a palate cleanser, as an escape. Some of them can be quite heavy, though, which we'll find out here in just a moment. But I have a very large stack. There are more, but this is what I can gather right now. So I have a very large stack of middle grade books. And as you can see from my wonderful table, love my Canva, wonderful table here, I have already filled out the three parts what I'm going to read. So let's go ahead and take a dive into those. And along the way, I have got some additional recommendations for each category just to make things a little fun. Okay, friends, we are at our first prompt, and that is going to be an author with three names. Now, again, so excited. So last year, I read The Last Quintista, and oh my goodness, it was one of my Newbery picks. And that book with shrimp people and the whole cryo freezing thing and the dystopian, just all the things, absolutely had me enthralled. So I am so very excited to go ahead and dive right on into Al Brihes. I hope I said that correctly. But this is by the same author of that book, which is Donna Barbara Higuera. And again, I hope I said that right, but nothing but the highest praise. I am so excited. So basically, here's what's happening. 400 years, the earth has been a barren wasteland. I, I could stop there, me personally, because I love a great dystopian. And in middle grade form, we know it is going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure for sure. But basically, the few humans that survive scrape together an existence in a cruel city of Potacao. Poca, mm, mm, Pocatel. We're going to go Pocatel. Or go it alone in the wilderness beyond, filled with wandering spirits and worms. Okay, we've got creatures, and they don't last long. So they don't last long if they go out to the wilderness. So it looks like our main boy, his name is Leandro, and his sister Gabby, and he's a 13-year-old pickpocket. And basically, that's what the poor kids do. They got to forage for life. They got to forage to make it. And the city does not take kindly to, oh, it looks like we have a slander. Oh boy. Cascabel like them. We're going to learn some new words. I already feel it. The descendants of those who worked in San Joaquin Valley for generations. So when Gabby is caught stealing some precious fruit from one of the elite, Leando takes the fall. Oh no. This isn't going to go well. I can already feel it's going to have a pull on my heartstrings, but I'm going to stop there because I don't want to know anymore. I'm just so excited to jump in and read this wonderful science fiction dystopian middle grade book. So very excited. And it looks like it was just published in 2023. About 416 pages. I say we should get it done in about 3 days' time. Yes, I'm so very excited to go about that. Now let's see. Let me make sure I don't have any more three names here. I do. I have one three name sitting on my shelf, and it is the last of the Mohawkins. And of course, this is a classic. This is one of those classic books that a lot of us read in school. So it looks like this one we've got Hawkeye, the Colonial Scout, and hmm, this is Jinga. Not that Jinga, not the bad word. Jinga Chakuk. Jinga Chakuk. The Mohawken warrior are brought together by their love of the New World forest and their desire for peace between their races, set against the exciting days of the French and Indian War. Their story, historically risking their lives together to guide two English sisters. Will there be a small love story? I don't know. Maybe, but it says here is this is a story of how trust and understanding can develop between people of two cultures. And it looks like I grabbed this up from Goodwill for $3.99. Okay. See, I'm also participating in Read Your Shelves this year because I do. I need to read my shelves. I have quite a bit, as you all have, if you watched my initial video, Lady O, I don't have a huge bookshelf or whatnot because we live in our wonderful, um, we live in our apartment, and right now we're definitely enjoying life with a toddler. So, as you can imagine, space is a bit limited. And honestly, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not having so many books around me. Honestly, one of these days I'll have to show you all my setup because there are a million books around me and I'm still crowded. But that is okay because I do enjoy having all of my books readily available. Now, back to this. So, other books I could tell you about very quickly with three names you might want to try out if you haven't. So, as I stated earlier, I am trying to read through the Newbery List Award. And another one that has a three name author is going to be The Witch of Blackbird Pond. We've got Elizabeth George Spear. I read that one last year. Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved it. It is a very sweet book about Puritan women. No, about a woman that goes from Barbados to the wretched colonies of America. And let's just say the change of scenery did not match her vibe, but all goes well. It's a beautiful little middle grade book. And we also have Lola. I'm going to rapid fire through these ones because if not, this is going to be a long video. So we have Lola, Carla, Aranes, Valenti. Yes. And let's see. I told you about, of course, we have Abrijes and the Last Quintista. Oh, and if you are looking to get maybe a twofer going on here for the three names and also starting as part of a series, we have the entire Mysterious Benedict Society series. So if you've never read, please do go and read the Mysterious Benedict Society because, oh my goodness, all I have to say, Constance is a queen and no one will tell me otherwise. And I love Bucket. If you know, you know. It's just great. Okay, let's move on to our next prompt. And up next, we have a book with flowers on the cover. And this was actually a surprise for me. So I'm so excited. We are going to be diving into the Princess Academy series. And I actually got this one on Libby. Oh, yes, so excited. So here we go. Mary lives on a mountain where, for generations, her ancestors have quarried stone and lived a simple life. Then word comes that the king's priests have divined her small village the home of the future princess. Okay, I can stop right there. So beautiful. It already seems like it's going to be a fantastical fairy tale type of setting. Very excited. So, what's happening is the king's ministers go to set up an academy on the mountain, and every teenage girl must attend and learn how to become a princess. Now, I don't know about you all, but I'm thinking, okay, we are in the mountains. These folks are used to hard work, quarrying stone, okay, and living the simple life. Now, all of a sudden, all of their teenage girls must go to this school to become a princess. And I'm sure we can already tell what's about to happen. Drama will ensue. And of course, there has to be a mean mistress. I'm getting Miss Trunchable vibes from, what was that story? From Matilda, yeah. So I'm getting those vibes. But then all of a sudden, apparently, there's going to be some bandits that come and attack the future princess. And we're going to see a rally of a sisterhood come together. And they're going to try to save themselves and each other from these bandits. So, great little novel I'm looking into getting into. Well, excuse me, it is a series. So, this is another twofer if you looking for one of the other prompts of starting a series, this would also fit as well. Some other things I thought of with books with flowers, we do have the Lost Library. There's some little flowers there at the bottom. Lost Library gives me straight up little library vibes, and there's some ghost, and there's a mystery, and there's a hidden identity. So if you're looking for a little bit of mystery and a fun young, I believe he's an Indian boy with a helicopter mom. Yeah, this was a funny read. I laughed out loud, and there's multiple perspectives. You have perspective from the ghost, you have perspective from the boys. It was a very sweet little read. Absolutely loved it. There's also Alice Adventures in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. Now, I might be stretching this one. I don't think so, but it depends on which version of the cover that you get. So there's that as well. There's also Anne of Green Gables. I believe, no, they're not doing that for the buddy read this year. The buddy read this year for middle grade March, by the way, is going to be The Secret Garden. Oh, I don't have it next to me. Okay, yes, The Secret Garden, but I have the itty bitty tiny version of The Secret Garden, the little pocketbook I called it. And The Secret Garden is another absolute beautiful little tale, classic if you have not read it. So there we have it, books with flowers on the cover. Let's see what we have next. Okay. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to go about this. Up next is a book, a part of a series. And if you watch my January recent reads, you know that I absolutely fangirled over the Nevermore series. It is a series that I've been looking to get into for a little bit now. And oh my goodness, what a ride it is. I'm so excited. And she is a chunker. She is a chunker, but I don't care. I am so ready for this adventure. I promise I need to take like a day and I will binge. I will binge it and I am so excited. So basically, the Nevermore series, it's about our main girl, Morgan Crow, and this poor baby. She was set to die at the age of 12. She's just a cursed child, unfortunately, and she was set to die. However, the wonderful Jupiter North swooped in during her last meal and carried her off to join the Wondrous Society. And we are following her story as she goes through all kinds of adventures. The second book so far, Wondersmith, is by far my favorite. Oh my goodness. And I've already mentioned this. I don't know if it was intended for this to be a Christian read or not, but the faith elements that comes out through the text and through the adventures and people that we meet along the way. Just so wonderful. I love every character, and I can't even tell you how excited I am. Our favorite girl, Finestra, is back. And Finestra, if you do not know, is a Magnificat, a that big cat that you see right here on the cover. And she is sassy and spicy, and I'm so excited to see her back on the cover and that she is back. She works at the hotel Deucalion with Jupiter North, basically kind of like I think she's supposed to be his personal assistant, but she could care less about anything anyone has to say. So I absolutely am so excited to come back to the land of Nevermore and continue the story with Morgan Crow. Oh my goodness. Now, if you need to jump into some more series, I would definitely say if you like the Mysterious Benedict Society, Nevermore is definitely one for you. Or if you've never read Mysterious Benedict, that is one for sure. If you're looking for something more of a mystery, a little bit of shorter reads, I would definitely go with the Book Scavenger series by Jennifer Chambliss Bertman. Hey, there's another three namer if you get one of those. Of course, we have the Chronicles of Narnia, and The Borrowers is pretty decent. I haven't read all of the series yet, but looking forward to continuing. And of course, we have the famous Percy Jackson and the Olympians. A good adventure to throw in there if you need. Okay, and we are moving right along. Okay, up next, we have a book that involves travel. Ooh, my hair's growing as this movie grows. Okay, a book that involves travel. Now, we have Under the Broken Sky. This is actually, looks like a free little library book. So, very excited to get through this one so that I can go and return it to another free little library and pick out another. But first, let's enjoy the story. Well, I don't know if I can say enjoy the story because it is set during World War II, and any World War II thing or story that involves children always makes me cry. But here we go. So we have 12-year-old Natsu and her family live in a quiet farm in Manchuria near the border of the Soviet Union. But life but the life they've known begins to unravel when her father is conscripted by the Japanese army, and Natsu and her little sister Asa are left orphaned and destitute. In a desperate move to keep her sister alive, Natsu sells. She sold her sister. Oh my gosh! Sells Asa to a Russian couple following the 1945 Soviet occupation. The journey for redemption for Natsu's broken family is rife with struggles, but Natsu is tenacious and will stop at nothing to get her sister back. Oh, it's going to be a tearjerker. I can already tell, and I am mentally preparing myself to get ready for it. But it's written verse, well, in the form of poetry, so it will be a rather quick read. Um, but yeah, it's going to be a little sad, I think. Okay, but we're going to get through it because, again, when it comes to middle grade, it's all about learning the perspective of others in, I can say, a safe environment. Because, sometimes some books, when it comes to learning others' perspectives, especially, I guess I could say, coming off of Black History Month, sometimes it can be really tough to hear other points of view or the history of the US and other countries and cultures. That is just a little tough to get through. If you are looking for another option, a little bit more on the lighthearted, adventurous side, I would definitely say Little Pilgrim's Progress. As always, I could never promote this book enough. It definitely is a wonderful story about Little Pilgrim, and he is on a journey to get to the celestial city. I know sometimes it can sound like it veers towards a certain denomination, but it does not. Very biblical, and I'm actually doing a year of reading through Little Pilgrim's Progress as I read through my Bible through the year. So, any scriptures that may be related or found within Little Pilgrim's Progress gives me an opportunity just to dive back into that story. There's also the Dragon Keeper Saga. So, if you're looking something more fantastical that involves travel, that's a good one. There's Princess Bride for our little princesses. I guess our princess could read it too, because honestly, if you've read The Princess Bride, you already know where I'm going with this. The narrator, if you've listened to the audio, is absolutely amusing and I love it. So I would say if you want to listen to a quick audio, Princess Bride would definitely fit this. There's also Treasure Island. I mean, Treasure Island. We're traveling all over the place in Treasure Island. And then I have Miss Pettigreen's Home for Peculiar. I can never say this word. Peculiar Children. And this one, we do see quite a bit of travel because we are going back and forth as far as it is an orphanage on an island. Okay. Is it the Island of Misfits or something of that nature? I didn't dive too deep into it because a lot of times I just like to make sure if it's a middle grade, I'll just dive right in and let's see what's up if I like the overall plot of the story. So I hear orphans and orphanages and islands, and I'm like, this sounds fun. Let's go for it. So there you have it. There is our book that involves travel. That's what I'll be reading this month. Definitely, please pop anything that you'll be reading if you decide to go along with this prompt. And yeah, let's move on to our final prompt. And last but not least, we have a book that was written in the 1990s. Calling all the 90s kids. Whoop, whoop. Okay. I'm corny. I know. Anyways, so for this one, I definitely want to stick with my reading goals for the year. And we are going to continue marking off one book from our Newbery Award list each month. So this month's Newbery, I decided to go with The Door in the Wall. I This is literally the first time I'm about to take a look at this one. I do know that I already have it available on Libby, so yay. If you haven't noticed yet, a lot of my reading is dictated by what becomes available to me on Libby or in my library or what I can find lying around for the most part. I definitely try not to live too much into the quick fashion of things. There are a few books here and there. I love me a good new rom com that comes out every year or so. But for the most part, I definitely like to, stick to what you have around you that is easily available. Okay, so Door in the Wall. The bells clang above the plague ridden London. You know what? London is such a gross place to think about back then. Every time I read some kind of Regency or Old English type book, I unfortunately always think about the nasty of their time. There are so many people that are always like, "Oh, I wish I could have lived in jolly old England," and I'm like, "I don't. It stinks. Everything there probably stank." And yeah, as soon as we start talking about hygiene of ye olden days, like I'm done. Did you miss again all the plagues that happened? Okay. Anyways, so plague ridden London. Robin lies helpless, cold, and hungry. Oh, that's sad. I hope that's not a child. The great house is empty. His father is fighting the Scots in the north. Oh, this will be interesting because we've got St. Patty's Day. So we've got a Scots perspective coming in. Okay. His mother is traveling with the queen and the servants have fled. Okay, hold on. Why is he helpless, cold, and hungry if his mom's with the queen? Okay, continue. He calls for help, but only the stones hear his cries. Suddenly, someone else is in the house, coming towards Robin. It is Brother Luke, a wandering friar who takes Robinson to St. Mark's Monastery, where he will be cared for until his father sends for him. Okay. So it looks like there's going to be a journey that is dangerous, and the castle is located near the hostile Welsh border. Perched on the high hills, the castle appears invincible, but it is not. Under the cover of thick fog, the Welsh attack the castle. Oh, yes, the Welsh are attacking the castle, and Robin is the only one who can save it. Okay, I mean, we've got a good old middle grade classics written in the '90s. This is going to seem like one of those classroom reads that we all used to do in school together, and we used to moan and groan when we was talking about it. I'm not going to say that, okay? I just got done reading another medieval type story, and I actually enjoyed it. So I'm going to go in with an open mind, but I just have questions. Like, first of all, why is he cold, hungry, all this? And his father's apparently going to send for him. His father's at a castle chilling. Mom is traveling with the queen. Like, what? Why was this child left alone? We're going to find out. We are going to find out, and I'm here for it. So let's go. That's going to be fun. A couple of other mentionables for you all that are looking for something else. We have Dark Frigate. We have The Wind in the Willows. The Wind in the Willows. It's such a sweet story. I hear that that opinion is unpopular, but like little woodland animals that have a whole culture, that's absolutely my thing. And then we also have Slave Dancer, Bridge to Terabithia, and I have Swiss Family Robinson. Oh my goodness, absolute classic. I have not read the book yet. I read a picture version of it a very long time ago, but I don't remember. So I'm looking forward to diving into this one. And let's see, there's quite a long list of good books that come from the 1990s. Oh, and I also have another free library book, a little free library book. Wayside School is Falling Down. And honestly, it just looks like a cute, funny little something to keep me busy in between times. It's one of those, it kind of gives scholastic vibes. Like it's got little illustrations in between the chapters. Like this chapter is named A Giggle Box and a Leaky Faucet and a Foghorn. I don't know. Absolutely looks adorable. So fun, so exciting to jump into middle grade March. And just to round this out, I do have two more. They're kind of like ghost and war stories. They are ghosts. So I have The Ghost of Belle Island. This is part of the Virginia Mystery series. So if you're looking for another series to get into, that would definitely fix it. And fit. I said fix, fit it. And then we also have The Ghost of War. This is set in Vietnam. So interesting little personal fun fact. My uncle, um, unfortunately, the man what he did go to Nam, and we have some wonderful handwritten letters from him from that time. And I absolutely adore always reading through his letters that he used to send home. Honestly, it feels like a story all in itself. Much more vulgar and kind of violent, but you get the picture. So, The Ghost of War, if you have kiddos that like wartime stories, or if you yourself, again, just want to join in middle grade March and have a good wartime story, these are two very quick, very small, fun ones to jump into. So that is all for middle grade March. And that is all. I said that so nonchalantly. That is all for middle grade March for right now. I am sure along this month, next month, not here yet, next month, we have a couple more days. I am sure along the way I will find a few more fun things to squeeze in because there's so many books in so little time. But if you can squeeze another one in, it's always fun to do. And up next, I have some interesting things to tie in because it is also Women's History Month and it is Mystery Madness. So that is a bit of fun as well. And then of course, with St. Patty's Day, we have to do a little something for that. So I'm going to take a break and we shall be back. Okay, friends, welcome back. All right. Yes, my outfit has changed, my hair has changed, the day has changed as I am in the middle of recording. So, we are at Women's History Month. Now, up first, so excited, the red tint. And oh my goodness, I found this for a steal at Half Price Books for $3. I'm so excited to jump into this one for Women's History Month because we are going to be looking at the story of Dinah, and that is Dinah of the Bible. Yes, Jacob and Leah's daughter. Now, what I really am interested in focusing on is the red tint itself and learning more about the history of it. From the brief research I did, I actually giggled a lot when I was researching this because I'm just like, huh, okay, so every time it becomes that woman's time of the month, they all have to separate and go into their red tints because, bleeding is considered unclean. And I'm just like, if they want to make that a 21st century practice where all of us women have to go off to like the spa or something and separate ourselves while we deal with our our emotions and our menstrual cycles, like I'm totally down for it. But I'm really interested to jump into this one for that aspect of Women's History Month for sure. Now we're going to take a leap forward in time. And the next one I have on my list is going to be the Warsaw Sisters. This is one that just came through on my Libby wish list. I've been patiently waiting in line for it, and it's my turn. So, very well timed to my public library. Thank you so much. So, the Warsaw Sisters. I love a good World War II anything really. Historical or just the down and dirty, good old. I love me a good war story either way this goes. So I am so excited for this one because our main girl, Antonia, her it looks like Merritt, her beloved Merrick, is going to be there. Everyone's getting sent off to the ghetto walls during this time in Warsaw, the Jewish population. And Antonia, in true real woman fashion, and looks like some friends are going to be rallying up with her. They are going to be making a network of women, and they're going to be helping out the Jewish children during this time. So I'm very excited to jump into the Warsaw Sisters. Anything that has to do with children, orphans, women jumping into action, doing what women do best. I do think women are great collaborators. I must say, we are great collaborators. We are great organizers for sure, especially in times of chaos. Like, women know nothing better than how to, okay, let's get this together. I got it. Not all women, but most of us. Okay. So there's that. And now I have a interesting free little library book I found. It's like brand new. I don't quite know. The reviews looked okay. So this one is called The Night Travelers. And we are going to be diving through three different time periods. We're going to be in Berlin in 1931. We're going to be in Havana. Okay, Cuba, I see you. And I'm so excited. I haven't read much about Cuba or Cuban history. I mean, of course, I've read the natural history thing that's going on, like in politics and stuff like that, but I've never really read a novel with Cuba as a place. So, or as a setting. So I'm very excited to jump into that. And then also, we're going to be going back to Berlin in 1988. So we've got three women, three generations of women. So we've got Allie in 1931. She's going to give birth to Lilith, who we have tea. So, 1931 Berlin, y'all. She's going to conceive Lilith by her black jazz musician lover. Hello. Um, and unfortunately, he has now disappeared. I'm really sad to hear about the daddy disappearing part, but we've got a mixed baby. Hey, love a good mixed baby story. And this is all during the Nazis' rise to power. So I'm guessing this is going to be problematic, but we're going to jump forward to Havana in 1958, and that is going to be with Lilith, the baby. So the mixed baby, I'm happy to hear the mixed baby made it, right? She's going to fall in love with Martine, and I don't know if it's Martine or Martin, from my Hispanic family. Martine is usually how it's pronounced, but I don't know. Okay, so she's gonna fall in love with Martine, who's a pilot in the Cuban Air Force. And then Lilith gives birth to a daughter named Nadine, and she is forced to make some kind of terrible choice to protect her child. I don't know what it was, but I am interested to find out. And then, of course, we're going to fast forward back to Berlin with Nadine. And Nadine is going to be a scientist and a scholar in Berlin, dedicated to ensuring the dignity of the remains of those who were murdered by the Nazis. Oh my goodness. I feel like this is going to be very heartbreaking, but I'm really interested to see how things turn out, especially we see a full circle, right? Starting out in Berlin, ending up back in Berlin, and then this little ringer of Cuba. So, yeah, very interested for the night travelers. So, that's what I've got so far for Women's History Month. I did just recently finish reading The Indigo Woman. Oh my goodness, if you have not read that one, that would be a excellent novel to jump into for Women's History Month. Eliza, the Indigo Woman, is a beast. I will say more about that during my reading wrap up for February, so stick around. But yes, definitely one to jump into. And one more honorable mention I have for Women's History Month. I found this poor little book in the street, and it is The Last Bookshop in London. Like, the poor thing. I don't know who was gnawing on the pages, but we've got The Last Bookshop in London, and I found this in the road, and I think it was the Target parking lot. Don't know. But this one, another World War II. My goodness, I think I'm in a mood. But this one, it says here we have Miss Grace, and we are preparing for Hitler's forces to sweep across Europe. And all of a sudden, bombs away, here we go. The Blitz is occurring, and it looks like Grace is going to bring the community together and be a light in the dark period by airing out this dusty old bookshop. So I'm excited to possibly be able to get to this one this month, but I've got a pretty big list, especially with middle grade March. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get to it. But yes, now we've got one more topic for this month, and I'm kind of excited. Let's go. And if you have stuck to the end with me, thank you so much. This is our last topic for March. So, March is also known as Mystery March. I've never exclusively done much with Mystery March, but I do have a couple of books on my shelf and sitting in my Lubby cart, of course. So, why not? First up, we have Miss Agatha Christie, because you can't have a mystery without Agatha Christie. And this one, it's going to seem like a bunch of shenanigans. So I'm very excited. I actually think I preferred this cover over the one that they gave me off of Goodreads. I really just like that this ties in very well to how it's going, the premise. So, anyways, what is happening is the villagers of Chipping Claycorn are ago with curiosity when the Gazette advertises a murder is going to be announced and will take place. A murder is announced and will take place on Friday, October 29th at Little Paddocks at 6:30 p.m. Okay. So we're advertising about a murder and it's where it's going to happen and the time. So what do these townspeople do? Cheese Cheesemate, yeah, they got to get there. They got to show up to Little Paddocks at 6:30 and instant clue vibes. What's going to happen? Yeah, we're all going to go in here. We're waiting to see who's going to die. The lights flip off and boom. Okay. And we have this wonderful woman, Miss Marple. What a name. I love it already. Miss Marple is the one who's going to have to figure out what's going on. So I'm excited to see what the great Agatha Christie has to say about this beauty right here. And up next, I have, it looks like I got this one from the library. Yes, it may have been one of their discards. So it's in excellent condition. Condition. Excellent condition. Very excited. I was able to find me a little freebie at the library. So this one here is The Forgotten Sister. and it is a Tudor novel. To be quite honest, that's all I need to know personally, and I'm already in. So I love anything Tudor era. Just it's so just I don't know. It's a vibe. I love it. It's a vibe and perfect for Mystery March because y'all know all the crazy stuff that went on back then, right? Okay. If you don't, I would say go watch some of the Tudors and you would see the nonsense and just all of the mysterious little things that happen. So we're going to be starting in 1560, right? So Miss Amy, she's trapped in a loveless marriage to Robert Dundee. That name sounds very familiar from the Tudor era. I don't remember who, but he is Robert Dundee, a member of the court of Queen Elizabeth. Was it Robert Dundee, like her lover or something? Queen Elizabeth's lover. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, she's surrounded by all kind of enemies, and Amy's gonna hatch some kind of desperate scheme to escape this marriage. And there's going to be some devastating consequences that will echo through the centuries. Okay. And then this is a dual timeline. So very excited. Nice little twist there. We're going to jump to present day with Lizzie Kingdom. Names, guys. Come on, names. She is forced to withdraw from the public eye in a blaze of scandal. Scandal. I wonder what the scandal is. Okay. We're going to find out what the scandal is. And of course, along the way, she's going to encounter some boy. Gotta have another boy in here. Johnny, whose fate will interlace with hers in the most unexpected of ways. And apparently, Lizzie is linked to this grand mystery that happened during the Tudor times. And they are going to go in search to find out the truth of the matter. So, and it says it will change the course of their lives forever. Interesting. Yes, it'll be very fun. So I'm excited to jump into those. We are going to get these books off of my shelves this year, guys. That is my goal. Read my shelves and no more books until if I do, I got to give some away because Lady O is confined on space, which is not a bad thing. That's fine. Okay. Last one up here. I'm so excited for this. Another one of my Libby requests that came through. I read a lot of my things off of Libby if you all haven't gathered that up yet. But we're going to start a series called The Secrets from Grandma's Attic. Now, just the title alone, the title of the series, I'm all in. I love anything Grandma's Attic. My grandmother, bless her heart, there's just all kinds of wonderful, crazy things that I found when we went to go help clean her house out. And I love a good grandma's attic story. You just find so many fun nuggets and rich history. But for this grandma, Miss Pearl, she passed away after her 100th birthday, and her granddaughter, Tracy, has to go sorting through her things. And what is the first thing she finds? In true fashion, a marked up King James Bible with a trove of journals and scrapbooks. I'm really hoping that this one will have like different kind of mixed media things, like, little notes or something. I'm really excited to see how this is all presented. And within it is a handwritten family tree with the name Ezekiel Collins listed as one of Pearl's children. Hmm. There has to be a mistake because how does Tracy have an uncle that she's never heard of? I don't know. But I'm excited to find out. So we are going to be diving into a new series, of course, because I don't have enough. And we're going to see what's going on in Grandma's attic. So excited to jump into that for sure. That's all I've got for Mystery March. And let's wrap this up. So that is everything for March, my friends. And I do have one more ad here, just a little note to say Patty's Day. I've got Some Like It Scott, Pepper Basham. I mean, I got a reader to zero. I just finished Loyally Luke last month. So again, be sure to tune in to my upcoming wrap up for February. It is going to be a marvelous one. I'm so excited. But for right now, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, stick around. I'm going to be having some fun data projects coming out, of course, all bookish for all of my data book nerds. And again, happy March, middle grade March. Enjoy a good, lighthearted story, find a fun mystery, read about some amazing women, and definitely be blessed. Take care, guys.